So Bernhard, 1 year ago you formed this company. What was your motivation? Why did you want to go from a 9-to-5 job to entrepreneurship? What was your motivation? What motivated you?
Yeah, in order to describe my motivation, I think I need to describe a little bit the steps in between. Yeah, so my first job in automotive was for Continental. Yeah, formerly not belonging to Continental in Germany, but it was a company called Telefunken Mikroelektronik, a company that developed televisions and radios, but then focused on electronic devices for automotive industry. Yeah, and then it became part of Continental. And during my nearly 12 years of career at Continental, I did not only develop software, but I collected experiences with process models. So Automotive SPICE wasn't established at that time, but other kind of standards dealing with software engineering. And my project manager asked me to take care of these things because he wasn't able anymore to manage all the change requests of our customers. Customer was calling each day, I want to have that, I want to have that, I want to have that. So many change requests. And he wasn't able anymore to manage it. So my first task was to define a change management process for our department at Continental. And this was my first touch with process areas. I need to define workflows, and I tried to find out what is a good way to define a change management workflow and process. And this was my first contact, and then I liked this kind of job, to think about good methods, good ways of developing something. And then I collected more and more information about good processes, and that was the time when the first SPICE standards were published, and then also Automotive SPICE. And this was also a decision of my former line manager to send me to a SPICE training to become a provisional assessor first, which is the lowest level of the assessor career, in order to support internally the projects. And this kind of job and work really made fun, and I want to learn more. So I have only seen Continental projects, powertrain and chassis projects mainly, but I was pretty sure that other companies have the same challenges, and I want to learn how they solve this problem. And that's where I decided to leave Conti and to join a consulting company. It was Method Park this time, in 2009, where I had the chance to do this kind of work for different kind of companies, OEMs, suppliers, tier 1, 2, 3, and so on. And I made the experience that the solution, there is no unique solution to solve the problem to fulfill standards like Automotive SPICE, but it really depends on many topics. And during the nearly 10 years of consulting and coaching with Method Park, I found out it's important to focus on special on special topics that are very special for a company, for a small supplier with 10 employees maybe, and compared to a company with thousands of employees. And that's what I want to specialize now, not only to support the big companies who have already the goal and very often a solution for their big projects, but also smaller projects, with 2 people maybe. They also get the requirement from the OEMs, okay, please fulfill Automotive SPICE level 2 or 3, but with 2 persons, how shall I solve this? Because it means more effort. And that's our motivation also to support these small companies, to find efficient ways of implementing processes in order to fulfill standards like Automotive SPICE or other automotive standards. And that's also the idea why we thought about a good name for our company, the Process Fellows. We want to support, we want to coach, we want to show people how to develop good software, the good systems. In the meantime, not only software is in the focus, but complete systems in an efficient way. Not replacing missing resources, because other companies are going more and more in the direction, okay, we have experts, we can do the work for you. That's also a good motivation and good goal for a company. If you think about more engineering parts, but that's not our motivation. So to work for half a year or a complete year for a supplier just to replace missing resources. Our main motivation is to show the people what is a good approach, to do really hands-on work in the beginning, but then try to give our experience to the people so that they learn to walk on their own, let's say. So how long this lasts depends on certain attributes, of course. But this is our motivation, and that's why we want to have experts in our company. That's why the two other co-founders are very, very experienced too in automotive spice, in CMMI, also other areas dealing with process improvement and process definition. And we will see how successful the company will be in the future.